Have you ever found yourself checking emails while in bed at 1 a.m.? Or maybe you've missed your child's soccer game because work ran late. We've all been there. This is the perpetual hustle, a dance that many of us know all too well. It's the constant juggling of work, personal life, and other commitments. It's the never-ending push and pull, the tug-of-war between what we must do and what we want to do. Picture this. It's a sunny Saturday afternoon. You're at your son's baseball game, but instead of cheering him on, you're glued to your phone, replying to an email from a client. Or you're at a family dinner, your mind wandering to the presentation you have to give first thing Monday morning. Maybe you're on vacation, a supposed break from the daily grind. But there you are, holed up in your hotel room, working on a project that couldn't wait. And it's not just about missing out on these moments. When we're constantly in hustle mode, we're setting ourselves up for stress, burnout, and estrangement from our loved ones. We're on a fast track to a life where work is all we have, and everything else takes a back seat. But it's not just about the big moments that we miss. It's about the small, everyday moments too. The bedtime stories we don't read. The quiet dinners we don't have. The walks we don't take. These are the moments that make up a life. And when we're always hustling, we miss out on them. And the impact of this imbalance is not just personal. It affects our work too. When we're burned out, we're not at our best. We're not as productive, as creative, or as innovative. We're just going through the motions, doing the bare minimum to get by. This is a story many of us know all too well, but there's a better way to live, and that's what we will explore today. Imagine living a life where you're not constantly running from one task to another, where you have time for yourself, your family, and your passions. A life where you don't feel like a hamster in a wheel, constantly spinning but never really getting anywhere. Now let me share a personal story. A few years back, I was just like that hamster, always on the move, always busy. I was juggling a demanding job, raising 2 kids, and trying to keep up with my hobbies. But despite my best efforts, something always seemed to suffer. If I was excelling at work, I felt like I was failing at home. If I had a great weekend with my family, I'd start Monday with a mountain of work. And then, I discovered the magic of balance. It wasn't an overnight transformation, of course. It took time and effort, lots of trial and error. But eventually, I found a system that worked for me. I started prioritizing my time better, setting boundaries, and most importantly, learned to say no. The impact was almost immediate. I was less stressed, more productive, and I started enjoying my life a lot more. My relationships improved, not just with my family, but with my colleagues as well. I was a better parent, a better spouse, a better friend, and a better employee. And it wasn't just me who noticed the change. My boss commented on my increased productivity. My kids told me they loved the new me who had time to play with them. My spouse appreciated the extra effort I was putting into our relationship. And that's the power of balance. It's not just about reducing stress or improving productivity. It's about enhancing the overall quality of your life. It's about making time for what truly matters. It's about living, not just existing. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, it's not just a dream, it's achievable. So how can you create this balance in your life? Here are some strategies that have worked for me and many others. First, let's talk about setting boundaries. In a world where we can be reached 24/7, it's easy to feel like we're always on call. But it's crucial to set boundaries for your work hours, especially if you're working from home. Decide when your workday starts and ends, and stick to it. And remember, it's okay to say no. You're not a superhero and you can't do everything. Setting boundaries allows you to have time for other important aspects of life, like family, hobbies, or just some much-needed relaxation. Next, let's focus on prioritizing. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we use them can make all the difference. Start by identifying what's most important to you. Is it your career, family, health, personal development? Once you know your priorities, it becomes easier to allocate your time and energy accordingly. And don't forget that it's okay to reassess and change your priorities as your life evolves. Another key to achieving balance is delegation. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we need to do everything ourselves. But the reality is, you can't, and you shouldn't have to. Whether it's at home or at work, don't be afraid to delegate tasks. It not only frees up your time, but also allows others to step up and contribute. Now let's not forget the all-important aspect of self-care. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Make time for activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. It could be anything from a brisk walk in the park, a quiet meditation session, or just curling up with a good book. Self-care is not about being selfish. It's about taking care of your own needs so you can be at your best for yourself and others. And finally, remember to manage your time effectively. We often underestimate how much time we waste on unproductive activities. Be mindful of how you're using your time. Make use of tools and techniques like to-do lists, time blocking, or the Pomodoro technique to stay organized and focused. These strategies may not change your life overnight, but with consistency, the improvement will be evident. Remember, balance is not about perfection. It's about creating a lifestyle that brings joy, fulfillment, and a sense of peace. So take the first step today towards achieving balance, and watch how it transforms your life. Balance is not just about actions, it's also about mindset. This is a key idea we often overlook. We tend to focus on external strategies like creating schedules or setting goals, but the internal aspect, our mindset, is equally important. When we talk about mindset, we're referring to our attitudes, our beliefs, and our expectations. These mental constructs shape our reality more than we realize. In the context of achieving balance, your mindset can either be your most powerful ally or your greatest obstacle. Let's consider the role of expectations. We live in a world that often promotes the idea of perfection. We're told that we should excel at work, maintain a vibrant social life, stay fit, and be a good parent or partner all at the same time. But is this realistic? Not always. Setting unrealistic expectations is a surefire way to feel overwhelmed and out of balance. Instead, it's crucial to be realistic and kind to ourselves. It's okay if some days we're more productive at work and other days we choose to focus on our personal needs. Life is not a perfectly balanced scale, but rather a pendulum that swings back and forth. Now let's talk about the power of a positive mindset. Imagine two people facing the same challenge. One sees it as a hindrance, the other as an opportunity for growth. Who do you think will be more equipped to find balance amidst the chaos? You see, our perception of challenges directly impacts our ability to maintain balance. Here's an anecdote. Once there was a woman who felt her life was in disarray. She was juggling too many things and felt constantly stressed. Then one day she decided to shift her mindset. Instead of seeing her life as a series of tasks that needed to be completed, she started viewing it as a series of experiences to be savored. This simple shift in mindset didn't change her circumstances, but it changed her response to them, leading to a more balanced life. Remember, balance is not a destination, but a journey. It's about navigating the ups and downs of life with grace and resilience. It's about understanding that it's okay to tip the scales sometimes, as long as we're kind to ourselves and remain open to growth. It's about realizing that achieving balance starts from within, from our mindset. Finding balance in life is not a luxury, but a necessity. And with that, we've come full circle in our exploration of life's equilibrium. We've unpacked the perpetual hustle, understood the importance of balance, gathered some practical tips for achieving it, and recognized the crucial role of mindset. In all these discussions, one thing remains clear. Balance is not a one-time achievement. It's a continuous journey, a daily commitment to prioritize not just work, but also personal growth, relationships, and self-care. The beauty of balance lies in its ability to enrich our lives, to create space for joy and fulfillment alongside productivity. Thank you for joining me on this journey to find balance. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to Online with Teresa and don't forget to leave a comment below. Your feedback helps us create content that matters to you. Remember, balance is possible. You just have to take the first step.